It's Ramadan, and if you're fasting, you're going to need hearty, healthy meals that are full of fiber and packed with protein. And that's exactly what you're going to get when this old man cooks. Welcome to Kitchen Kingdom, where this old man throws down the chow down. In this episode, I'm going to prepare broad beans, otherwise known as fava beans. Now, I know fava beans took a bad rap with Silence of the Lambs, but actually they're very nutritious, low in fat, high in fiber, and packed with protein. So let's get ready to rattle some pots and pans. What you're going to need for this is a half a tablespoon of cumin powder, a half a tablespoon of coriander powder. This is about I'd say 4 Roma tomatoes that are cut. You want some garlic that you roast, some garlic that is raw, about 3 tablespoons of ghee, 1 tablespoon of oil of your choice. I'm using avocado oil. The amount of heat that you want, I'm using habaneros. You can put any heat that you want, if any. I have 3 tablespoons of chili paste, about 2 shallots that are minced. I have a half of a medium onion chopped, 2 cups of fava beans, and I'm going to cook that in 1 cup of vegetable stock that I infused with thyme, rosemary, and basil. I also have an egg as an optional step. Now, you might be tempted to go ahead and try to start this with canned fava beans, which will speed up the cooking process. This isn't going to take too long, but I highly recommend that you don't do that, because the canned fava beans are going to have sodium in it. And if you're fasting and not drinking liquid during the day, that sodium is going to make for an uneasy fast. The first thing you want to do is get your shallots on. You want to get them caramelized. You're going to do this on a very low heat for the duration of the cooking process of the fava beans. This is going to be garnished later. The second thing you want to do is cook your fava beans. Now, I am working with 1 cup of fava beans, and I am using 1/2 cup of vegetable stock for every 1 cup of fava beans. So I have 2 cups of fava beans in here, and I'm using 1 cup of the vegetable stock. I'm going to add my fava beans. You cook your fava beans according to the directions. I'm going to cook these for about 5 to 7 minutes. You don't want to overcook these. I stress that again. You don't want to overcook these. When your fava beans are done, you want to transfer them reserving the liquid. And now we can move on to the next step. Now that your fava beans have been transferred, in the same pot, I'm going to add the rest of the ghee, and the rest of the oil. We're going to let this come up to temperature and then start adding in our aromatics. First thing we're going to do is add the onion. Now we're going to add our cumin and our coriander powder. Next, we will add our tomato. Now I'm going to reduce the heat to a simmer. Next, we're going to grate in our garlic. And at this point, I'm going to add in some of the reserved liquid from the beans. That is our vegetable stock that had been infused with rosemary, thyme, and basil. Here, if you so desire, you can add your heat. Next, we are going to add the chili paste. Followed up with our fava beans. broad beans as they are known. We're just going to mix that together, incorporate it well, keep it on the simmer for about another 5 to 10 minutes. We will add our roasted garlic. We're going to bring this to a final simmer and then start the optional step for the egg. In this optional step, you're going to take some ghee and let it melt in the pan at your lowest setting. When it has come up to temperature, you're just going to go ahead and take your egg and lightly fry it. You don't want to overcook it. You just want to lightly fry. This is about as far as you want to take it. You will remove it from the heat and garnish your plate. Now we are going to plate up. We're going to begin with a nice generous helping of our fava beans. If you did the optional step with the egg, you can go ahead and add that now. Garnish with fenugreek leaves. If you don't have fenugreek, you can use cilantro. And finally, we're gonna top this off with our shallots that have been caramelized. And I say, let's chow down.